Welcome to South King Fire Board of Fire Commissioners meeting. We're late at 5:01, but the meeting is called to order. Pledge of Allegiance, Commissioner Fuller. Okay. So we're going out of order a little bit. We're waiting for Judge Havens to show up, but we're going to go item number 4, Commissioner Gates. Previous Commissioner Gates, please. Recognition. Come on up. Oh, sorry.
Or you can come up now. You can, it's a little weird standing next to me. I was going to speak to you. Commissioner Gates, is it working? Can you hear me through the mic? Okay. Commissioner Gates thought he was done at the end of the month, but we summoned him back for one more meeting. I was on vacation and we wanted to present Commissioner Gates with a plaque for his service here. So we had to wait until I get back into town. So Commissioner Gates, it has been a privilege working with you the past 24 years. During this nearly quarter century, you served our organization, guiding us through many changes and challenges. Having worked very closely with you since 2020, I witnessed you successfully balance your responsibilities to the community as an elected official with delicate cares you simultaneously provided for the many who work here and serve this community. I have so many positive memories and a few not so positive, especially the times that you pointed out our mistakes on the record. But that's okay. That's your job. That's how we grow. That's how we learn together. Commissioner Gates, a leader is defined as an experienced and trusted advisor, someone who is willing to share their knowledge and experience to help others, someone who is reliable and provides wise counsel and guidance. Remember that. Someone who is hard to find, difficult to part with, and impossible to forget. You, sir, fall into these categories. You are a leader, and we will miss all of those things about you. As Sir Robert Baden-Powell, the founder of the Boy Scouts, told his scouts, tried to leave this world a little better than you found it. Bill, I can say for certain, you are leaving South King Fire better than you found it. On behalf of the members of South King Fire and Rescue, we would like to present this plaque, and I will read it to you on the record. South King Fire expresses its deep appreciation and sincere gratitude to Commissioner William Bill Gates for his 24 years of dedicated service, supporting the fire district and representing the citizens of South King Fire. Commissioner Gates' leadership, experience, and commitment to public service played a significant role in our organization's accomplishments the past 2 decades. Noteworthy achievements during his service include our Class II WSRB rating and the 2006 merger between the Des Moines Fire Department and Federal Way Fire Department. During his tenure, he served in key positions: chairman of the board for 14 years, finance and audit committee, and the district self-insurance medical programs since its inception. In each capacity, Bill demonstrated professionalism and strong business acumen, providing financial stewardship and steadfast support for all our members who are dedicated to delivering critical emergency services to the community. Elected 2001, serving 2002 through 2025. Legacy. Commissioner Gates, your unwavering commitment to serve and represent your community and fire district made us all better. Presented January 27th, 2026. Commissioner Gates. Oh, let's get to a better background. Thanks, Bill. Anything you want to say on the record?
Sure. Yeah, I get 3 minutes, don't I? Well, thank you very much. I look back and I said to myself, 24 years, where did that go? But we were busy the whole 24 years, whether it was merging with Des Moines, starting our own insurance department, getting our class 2 rating, getting a AA plus credit rating from Standard and Poor's. The class 2 and the credit rating, at least when we got them, we were the only fire district in the state to achieve that higher rating. And I still tell people at the city that our AA plus is one notch higher than their credit rating. So they don't like to hear that. But anyway, it's been a busy time, a couple trips to Emmitsburg, just a lot going on. And I do think that I've done whatever I could to try and lead the department better than what I found it. And don't you guys screw it up, okay? All right. Thank you very much.
I think he's late for dinner. Thanks. Thank you, Bill. Okay. He's gone. Thank you for that. So I want to recognize a couple people or some folks before we continue on. So Steve Woody is your first commissioner meeting. Welcome.
Thank you.
Then we also have what we have going right now for item number 3 is oath of office for Commissioner Martise Monroe. And after you get done, please introduce your family that's here. So Matt, ready to swear or get the oath of office for Martise, our new commissioner? Then I also ask you for a little background on yourself once you.
Yes, and we want to extend gratitude to Matt for this. Technically, the commissioner cannot resume or assume their duties until they take an oath of office. Our judge didn't show up, but the statute, the applicable statute, permits us to have an oath administered by a notary public, and Matt is one of those people. So thank you again, Matt.
Thank you.
As prescribed by law to the best of my ability.
As prescribed by law and to the best of my ability.
And that I will support and maintain
And I will support and maintain
the Constitution of the State of Washington.
the Constitution of the State of Washington and the United States of America.
As far as I know, and I'm new, Bryce.
Welcome, Commissioner Monroe. So, like I asked, if you want to do a little background, please introduce your family.
Sure. Thank you all so much. I'm really excited to be here and start this new opportunity. I'm here with my husband, Cass Monroe, our son, Mace, and our daughter, Tarasi. We've been in Federal Way residence for about 6 years now. So this is definitely something that's just exciting. And I'm just looking forward to where it takes me. And South King Fire, of course.
Thank you. All right. That being said, we're now down to item number 5. So approval of minutes from the following board meetings, regular meeting on December 23rd, 2025, and special meeting on January 5th, 2026. There a motion to accept both regular and special meeting.
I'll move to approve both.
I'll second.
Motion by Commissioner Burr, seconded by Commissioner Fuller. Any discussion for the approval of the minutes from the regular meeting on December 23rd, special meeting on January 5th? Hearing and seeing none, Rose is your first vote. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. Well, that's right. You're right. I'm sorry. You have to. So down to item number 6, Commissioner comments. I'm going to start on my left to Commissioner Fuller.
I'm going to resist commenting on December. We'll stick with January. We didn't have one to look at on December at the meeting. I first want to welcome Chief Woody, and I had the opportunity to take him to several meetings of the Chamber of Commerce. Reichbauer, our King County Council representative, had a volunteer leader in reception, and he went to the monthly South King County Good Eggs breakfast. And I was impressed by his enthusiasm, and being a resident of Federal Way for quite some, well, Tacoma, but Federal Way, I'm involved with Federal Way. I was impressed with his enthusiasm and energy and the people he already knows. We're not able to be at our recruit graduation tonight, being held at the same time, but we got 11 of them, and 6 more recruits coming into the academy. So 17 firefighters that will hopefully reduce the workload in the future that we're stretched with. I will not say all of them. Fire protection. I am impressed by the violations and inspections and that they're doing. The numbers are great. They're out there seeking and finding, making our safe community preventable incident response follow-up has been particularly impressive. If you follow the dispatches, you see somebody will call for an stuck elevator, and half hour later they'll call in again for a stuck elevator or a fire alarm, and it's a false alarm, and just a few minutes, the engine must have just left the department, and they seen, and they called for another one. We've had some issues with NORCOM, and I'm impressed by our IT department for the amount of work they're having to do to catch up and keep our systems running. Impressed with the new programs they're taking on and how much energy it takes to keep those. We've had 27,382 calls. I'd look forward to a breakdown of those, and maybe a breakdown for the last 5 years, so that we can see if our responses, the type of responses, are changing over time. Enterprise services. We're going to have a new office building, and we got an update on that, and it looks like we're coming along. It's not an easy thing to build. to remodel a building, especially one that was built by Weyerhaeuser. I'm looking forward to seeing the results from open communication from across all our employees that are working together. They can just walk over to somebody's office. They don't have to change buildings, don't have to go up and down stairs. They can just walk over to somebody's office. And having lived most of my career in a open office concept, I understand how important and how efficient it is for employees to be able to have access like that and just talk over things. It's really valuable. And we have Chris Mathis as our EMS officer. Since all of our firefighters are EMTs, looking forward to see how the training and the support of the EMT role that our firefighters have. We give comments quite often of people that will come up, and at least 2 or 3 a year come up and tell us about an incident that they experienced. And all of them are very positive. And that's due to I've witnessed several of them that it's just due to their ability not only to treat, but to treat the person that's involved and the family members. Richard.
Everything you said, along with welcome Chief Woody, welcome Commissioner Monroe. No secret, this department has had a lot of challenges the last few years. But I honestly believe we have turned the corner and that we're headed back uphill, which is I think what we've all been looking forward to for a long time. I think we're going to do it.
Vedino.
I think everything I could say has already been said. So welcome, Chief Woody, and welcome, Commissioner. I'm looking 2026.
Commissioner Monroe. Well, you're right. Some thunder's been taken, but it's okay. Welcome. And I do reiterate what Commissioner Burr says. I think that the department is turning the corner. We look forward to your leadership. Look forward to leadership of Monroe. So the open communication, things we're looking for, I believe we're going to get. And actually, thanks for accepting the job. Glad we could offer to you. Thank you. So we're down to item number 7, election of board chair for 2026. Do I have any nominations or a motion? Or
I would like to propose that we just keep everything as is.
making a motion?
Make a motion to keep everyone in their current position.
Is there a second to that motion? Motion by Commissioner Burrs for the board chair, correct? Status quo for both the vice chair and the chair.
Correct. Both the chair and
Okay.
the vice chair, keep them as is.
Okay. So, motion by Commissioner Burrs to keep the status quo for the board chair for 2026 and the vice chair. The board chair is myself, the vice chair is Commissioner Vedino. The second by Commissioner Fuller. Are there any discussions on the motion on the table? Hearing and seeing none. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. So let me comment first. Thank you for the confidence you've given to me. I wish Commissioner Gates was still here because we will take care of it. So I want to let him know, but he went to dinner. That's okay. So anyway, so thank you again for having another year. There's some things on the horizon that, looking forward to both Vice Chair Vedino and myself for the commission, and we also look forward to administration, especially Chief Woody too. We look forward to working with you. So I will turn it over to Chair Vedino for her comments.
Thank you as well. Thank you for your confidence in me. Like you said, 2026 is looking like it's going to be a great year. We have some new people. We have some fun projects going on. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Item number 9, public comments. Please state your name and address for the record. Please limit comments to 3 minutes or less. Do we have any citizens for any public comments at all? Okay. Hearing and seeing that, I will close item number 9. Down to item number 10, Commissioner Committee reports. Are there any committee reports? Do you have?
Finance Committee met. You have no questions.
Any questions for committee at all? Mr. Burke.
There was something in here about the $50,000 threshold versus 100,000. What was the solution on all that?
So I believe that's discussed later.
Oh, okay.
But,
Any other comments? Questions? Mr. Fuller, do you have anything?
No,
Are there any other committee reports at this time? Hearing and seeing that, we're down to item 11, Benefit Charge Review Board in accordance with RCW 52.18.070. In accordance with RCW 52.18.7070, the Board of Fire Commissioners hereby convenes a Benefit Charge Review Board to serve for at least a 2-week period. This board, comprised of Executive Director Ganem, Fire Marshal Nichols, and Finance Manager Barrett, will review written petitions from the district property owners who believe their benefit charges should be reduced. The review board will make recommendations to the Board of Fire Commissioners regarding adjustments, if any, to ensure charges are true, fair, and just. Deadline for submitting petitions is January 31st, 2026, I believe. 25 on there. Correct? January 31st, 2026. The deadlines for submitting petitions at 4:30 p.m. Board will reconvene on February 17th, 2026 at 5 p.m. to discuss the review board's findings and recommendations. Petition may forms can be located on our website, which is southkingfire.org/325/2025 FBC/petition. Petitions should be submitted to the Finance Department at fbc@southkingfire.org. Chief Woody, is this yours?
Yes, Chair, you did exactly what we needed you to read that into the record, so thank you for doing so.
Dr. Ganem, did you have something?
This is on? Okay. Are you moving on to item 12 now?
We can, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Commissioners, item 12, MOU Special Certification and Incentive Pay. This was an MOU that was discussed with you last year multiple times. It was a topic of our 2-on-2 meetings, and it was a topic at JLM. We discovered the need to include language in the contract that covers when our mechanics are lapsed in their certifications. There's difficulty in their testing periods, and so to prevent them from a loss of pay, we negotiated with the union an MOU. It is a change of contract language, which is why it went to MOU. This got somehow lost in everything that was going on, but the union put it before the membership in December, and it was approved. So as you know, for the board members that have been here, we've kind of adopted a new process of the union can ratify things, and then we can go before the board, and or the board can ratify, and then it can go before the union, depending on timing and what makes sense. So this one got before the union in December, and so it's before you to approve via a motion tonight. Any questions?
Any questions for Executive Director Ganem?
we tend to use a lot of abbreviations. Could you reiterate what ASE and EVT are?
I'll let the fire chief weigh in on that.
I don't know what ASE is off the top, but EVT is a emergency vehicle technician certification. So that's certifications that they need to work on, specific to the fire apparatus.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
So I do remember us talking about it quite a few times, but half of it's left my brain at this point. It was basically just if I remember correctly, they need the certifications, but it's kind of hard to get into the classes. So we're just giving them a little bit of
Grace period.
grace period.
Yep, that's right.
Can we go back to number 11? I have a comment.
Just take care of number 12 when we come back.
Okay.
So we're,
So
if there's
things
no
are
other
gonna
questions.
complete.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Fuller.
I will make a motion to approve the MOU.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Burr, second by Commissioner Vedino. Any discussion on the motion on the table for the MOU, special certification incentive pay? Hearing and seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. We will go back to, after Commissioner Fuller's request, back to item 11, Benefit Charge Review Board in accordance with RCW 52.18.070. Commissioner Fuller.
When you're known as being a commissioner and you're out, particularly at a public school, people are asking, why did my assessment go up? And particularly they're concerned about the square footage. And as explained, I understand that it's square footage of the entire, many of the calculations were made on the basis of the county square footage on taxation, but our benefit charge is based on the total, so it includes garages and some other things that weren't included in the other assessments.
That is correct. Because when I got mine, I looked at mine too and I went, oh. And I figured out what's the square footage with the garage.
Okay.
Thank you, Commissioner Fuller.
Yeah, you might be getting some questions.
Yes. Thank you. So, that being said, item 13, Administrator Team Report. Chief Woody.
Thank you, Chair. I'd like to thank the board and all the members of South King Fire. I think we're in a great position for 2026 and beyond, and I think there's a lot of people in this room and virtually that have put us in that position. So thank you for allowing me to be here and continue what is an upward trajectory, as Commissioner Burris had mentioned. You saw I had some of what I labeled my incomplete highlights of my first several weeks. I do have some additional items I'd like to talk about. I did get an invitation from Mayor Farrell to attend the State of the City on February 19th, so I'll be attending that with Executive Director Ganem and I believe a couple other members of the administrative team. We met with the city manager, Catherine Caffrey of Des Moines yesterday, which was great to get inroads in with them. She talked about some collaborative ideas about getting the fire department ingrained at community events. So we're going to look at future things there, as well as getting me in front of the city council to introduce myself and kind of just reinvigorate the fire department in Des Moines. So we look forward to that. I will say that her office had just police decor, so we're going to go ahead and take care of some things she can get on her wall for the fire department. We are continuing. I'm doing listening sessions with the crews. We've got a lot scheduled this week. I believe A, B, and D shift, if I'm not mistaken. That I've been very well received, very good energy. I'm collecting a lot of information. Chief Michaels is taking notes for me, and then the plan is to kind of see what the themes are to, again, help with that shared vision for the organization moving forward. So those are going quite well, and I'm appreciative of the crews for that. And then lastly, we're meeting this week with our legislative representative, Anthony Hempstead. And so we'll kind of go over what he's forecasting and where the legislative session is. So those were a few of the items I had. I am going to pass to Executive Director Ganem. He has some additional information, and then we can loop back if you have any questions of me.
Any questions for Chief Woody?
Thanks, Chief Woody. So, as Commissioner Burris addressed, we discussed in the Finance and Audit Committee meeting the status of the Olympic building, the fire admin building project. Resolution 673 provides for the assistant chief over the project to authorize change orders up to a certain threshold with a safeguard of a 3% limit on the total project without having to come before the board. The team exceeded that amount, so we met with the Finance and Audit Committee to brief them on the status of that. We've discussed it internally, and we don't foresee a need to alter any resolutions or language. We see that as a safeguard. When the Board of Commissioners approved the contract amount for roughly $3.8 million, that's our authorization to spend on that project. The 3% threshold allowed for 3% over that amount without board involvement or action. But it doesn't, we don't want a license to spend more than we are authorized to by the board. And I'm sure legal counsel has something to say about that too. So we have a internal process that we've created where these change orders are routed up the chain. The chief and I get eyes on them. We yay or nay it. But the Finance and Audit Committee, we've discussed it, and we think that the monthly Finance and Audit Committee meeting is a good platform to present these change orders to the commission. And we've talked to Lori, if we schedule those meetings in the first 2 weeks of the month, like the second week of the month, we think that that gives us at least 2 weeks in between going to the board, so we're not waiting so long. So we think that works for us. We're very cognizant of the limited funds that we have for the Station 62 remodel and the FAB. So we want all eyes on this, and we don't want to overspend because we're given authority to spend beyond what the board has approved at a certain point in time. So does that answer your question, Commissioner Burris?
Yeah. So basically, we're going to keep things as status quo.
Yes.
Good with that?
With that said, since we met and had demonstrated that the threshold had been exceeded, in that short amount of time, another package of change orders has come in. So we will need a motion tonight to authorize the district to spend $45,375.36. And if you wanted to round that up to 50,000, that would be fine. But since that is beyond the amount that we shared with you at the Finance and Audit Committee, we would ask for a motion to be made to authorize us to spend that additional funds. Commissioner Burris, you look perplexed.
So this is a new change order, not the plywood. What is this new change order?
It's a number of change orders. So they vary in different amounts from $500 up to $12,794. The change order stack, it's a pretty hefty stack of change orders. We are working on our internal processes right now, because when they made it to Kelsey and then Kelsey had me take a look at it, there's not a good way to make sense of what those change orders are. So I know that she asked Director Lee for a summary of what that means and who authorized it. Was it the contractor? Was it the district? Or suggested the change order? So we're refining our processes right now, but they're different amounts that total that amount. So you know, if you seem to have some knowledge since you referenced the plywood, if you take those change orders and you add these change orders, we are approximately $150,000, give or take, above what was approved by the board for us to spend. So that is our concern, is we don't want to keep spending more than we've allocated to the project. So that's why we don't foresee a need to change our resolutions and checks and balances that are in place.
On that original 3.8,
8.
Did we include a cushion on that? Because we all know it always goes over what you think it's gonna.
Yes, so one of the things that Chief Woody, and feel free to weigh in, we have gone over our finance position and the funding that we secured for these projects. The cushions are very quickly being eroded from cost increases. So it's just, we need to, at some point in time, something's going to have to give. So we're going to have to cut back on different things. And those are things that the chief and I are actively discussing. Would you like to weigh in, Chief?
Yeah, I have had some experience with station remodels and with new station builds, and you're exactly right. There's always tends to be some change orders. There tends to be some spending a little bit more money than you thought. And again, this is my unprofessional, or I'm not a contractor, but what I think we are is we've stripped everything back, and a lot of these change orders, in reviewing them, I think are surrounded about what we found once things came down. And so my guess is moving forward, these are going to shrink down because we're going to be in the process of putting things back. That's not to say that there may not be some, and we are mindful as a team of staying really fiscally responsible with the money. But I would anticipate you might see some additional ones, but know that we're looking at this and trying to do the best we can with the public's money.
So exactly what do you need as far as a motion goes?
A motion to a motion to authorize the district to spend beyond what was discussed in the Finance and Audit Committee.
That would be the tune of 50,000, you
Yes.
said?
Yes.
Well, what's the percentage of completion on this project right now? You know?
We're just getting started. And again, again, I think that's why it's a good checks and balances for us to have to justify these changes and come before the board. The 3% on a $4 million project is $120,000. So again, that is you approve vouchers every month. We cannot spend beyond what the commission has authorized us to spend. These right now are above what you have already authorized us to spend on the project. So and that is, we covered a little bit of that with you in the Finance and Audit Committee. But the goal would be for this update that I received today to get in front of you at the next Finance and Audit Committee and review each one of those and anything that's proposed moving forward.
And if we may, Chief Sukol and Director Lee may be able to speak to some of those more specific questions about timeframes on the project.
Thank you. We can answer any questions that you have. As far as the project goes, where we're at on the stage of it now, it's all metal framed in, about ready to go to sheetrock. So a lot of what was found, the exposure of hand-drawn blueprints from 83 before, some of the measurements were off and some of the findings. So when we took it down, one of the ones that's in front of us was just where they ran it, they came to double beam, and that's right where the electrical chase went up to the second floor. So in finding that, they had to re-engineer and reroute how they're going to support the floor. So I believe that one is $12,000 rebuild on that area, right? It just wasn't anything that on the blueprints you could find. So it's just as we're finding stuff. So a lot of these are already going to start slowing down. It's just that we're at that 3%, so you're going to hear about everyone from after the 3% now. We got to go over the.
Yeah, and you asked the question, how far are we on the project? So assuming that we start in October, we have a substantial completion date of June 17th. So we're into the project at this point. And so to Chief Sukol's point, we have demo is completely done. We've exposed everything. If you walk the floors, it's quite empty. they've snapped lines, they've already done the framing, and they're doing the mechanical, electrical, plumbing rough-in as we speak. And so shortly thereafter, we're going to see fire suppression system go in, and then shortly thereafter, you're going to see the drywall or the rock, the walls being rocked, and then the glass systems are going to be put in place. And so as soon as all of the major change orders that we see are things that we couldn't foresee in the as-builts, in the 1984 as-builts. It appears everything was off by 8 inches here, 8 inches there, and you're laughing because you used to work for Weyerhaeuser. And so we had to go back to the drawing board and respec things. And so many of these changes are a result of the unknowns. So, and we can I have the notes, the costs associated with them, and the actual change estimate numbers. And so if you have any questions, I can gladly answer anything.
Anytime you start tearing into walls, you're going to find stuff you didn't anticipate. Certainly done it on a much smaller scale, and I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean,
We can argue that maybe we should have accounted for this, in the nation, but
we did. The initial estimate for the project before Washington State sales tax was 4.2 million, a little bit over that. And so the bid came in specifically, what the board approved, to include Washington State sales tax at approximately 3.85 million. So that's the project itself. There is a contingency factor that we had, Chief Sukul and I had put in there, about 349,000 for change orders to be about 10%-ish. But to your point, there's things that we don't know. And here's a big one. Out of that 45,000, there's one for 12,000. And that's because there's electrical shafts that need to go up from the mechanical room. What we discovered when we took off the ceiling, we couldn't take it off because there was mechanical above that. But once we did, we found out that trusses went right across in parallel. And so as a result, we had to find a creative way to cut those trusses without compromising the floor, and then fabricate 2 pieces of wood on steel framing with welding. So that is that 12,000 amount. You can't account for it. You don't know that because you can't see it, and it wasn't in the as-bills. So that's the stuff that we're dealing with.
That 12,000 leak include any, when you find things like that, I guess I'm wondering, is your engineering has to do with that at all, permitting, or is that a structural thing that can be changed without that type of thing?
Yeah, we asked, and Swenson Sway Faget, SSF, is a structural engineer. That's that Weinstein subconsultant. And they said that as long as they have their professional engineer stamp on it, we're good to go. Because it's in lieu of the trusses. There's only 2 trusses that were compromised.
When we get the building done, we're ready to move in. Do we have any expenses that we expect for desks, chairs, furniture, and
Yes. So they call that FF&E, furniture, fixtures, and equipment. And so we currently are working with one workplace. The architect Weinstein is working with their designers, and they have a package ready to go for us to showcase next month. The approximate cost that we estimated was about 400,000 to get that all done. So it's all in the cost estimates.
thank you.
Yeah, 400,000 just for the building. Just for the building, correct? That
Yeah,
that
just
cost.
for the building. The other one Chief was mentioning was the electrical. And so something's outside of our control. I don't want to get in the minutia and the details, but that building has 1,000 amp MDP, which is called the main distribution panel. The unfortunate reality is that PSC decided to create the demarker service point. They can choose between the transformer, and you're probably aware of these things, or the CT cabinet, which is internal to the building. If it was at the CT cabinet, there would be no change order. But because they chose a transformer, I don't know how they chose that. After the fact, we had to follow the NEC code. And as a result, all the electrical between that service point to the building had to be upgraded to the latest code. And so that's the reason for that change as well. So everything that is presented to you in terms of change orders there's a couple that are district triggered, but majority of them are as a result of things that we couldn't see or outside circumstances, but they're all tenable.
Any other questions? If not,
we'll make a motion to authorize the change orders to the tune of what, 50,000?
Motion by Commissioner Burr, second by Commissioner Fuller to the amount, was it 50? Was it 50? $50,000. So any discussion on that increase or the motion on the table at this time? Hearing seen none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. You have it. Yes, Commissioner Fuller.
Turn it on. You want me to say that again? Yeah,
Good job, you two.
yeah, that's true. And look forward to seeing the continuing, particularly the planning that you mentioned from the standpoint of strategic planning for our structures and our buildings and where we're going to put engines and people. That's looking forward to see. You've laid out a spreadsheet of a lot of that planning, but it'll be fun to see how that develops.
Particularly, you talked about a visit in case any of the commissioners want to come in there. You talk about that again real quick.
Yeah, Lori has access to the building as long as there's no quorum that's achieved. You can also feel free to just drop in if you see a blue Toyota that looks like yours but older. I'm there. So feel free to ring the doorbell or a contractor will let you in. I can walk you through the floor and explain what's going on. So
There are certain hours during a weekday.
probably Mondays are the best. I'm floating between another job site over at 3s, 60s, going to various stations. So I'm floating a lot, but that's my home station. So generally Mondays are good and Fridays are good for me.
You need safety equipment. Get in there.
I have hats and I have vests. So the only
Safety
thing
glasses. Safety glasses.
I don't have goggles. I don't think you need them right
Oh.
now, but I would definitely wear boots because there might be some protruding nails in the floor. So
Okay. Thank you. That being said, item number 15, or excuse me, 14, January budget.
Okay, good evening, Commissioners. With the 2026 budget, we would expect to incur about $4.8 million a month in expenditures. We're coming in a little bit short of that. At this point in time, we are about 0.79% under budget for the year. So we're going to be watching our budget very closely this year because we have filled all of or most of the unfilled positions or are in the process of filling the unfilled positions. So that beautiful budget cushion that we saw last year is long gone. So we're just under 1% under budget for the year. And we have our finance manager, Kelsey Barrett, here with the particulars.
Okay, this month we have bid month totaling $62,957.76. Accounts payable totaling $1,712,927.20. Payroll totaling $1,900,892.77. EFTPS totaling $438,652.54. Our medical claims processed as of January 20th totaling $265,526.34 for a total approval of $4,380,956.61.
Thank you. We have a motion for approval of vouchers.
I move to approve month's voucher.
There's a second.
I will second that.
Motion by Commissioner Medina, second by Commissioner Burris for approval of vouchers. Need a discussion on this motion on the table. Hearing seen none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. So we're down to item 16, which is adjournment, unless anyone else has anything. Again, welcome, Chief Woody.
Question on on engines and ladder. There was a mention about when we had to put money out for those. Something was mentioned. I'm turned it on this time. Yeah.
You left it on.
I left it on, yes. There was a comment in the monthly report about engine and ladder costs and when orders.
I'm trying to find what you're referencing specifically, but it may be pertaining to what the unanticipated, well, now anticipated additional cost to them. Is that what you're at? Is that
Yeah.
what you're referencing?
Yes.
Yeah, engine and ladder prices continue to go up, so it looks as though they're all coming in from the three major brands at about $1.3 million per fire engine.
Have we signed a contract? We haven't signed contracts for, we're still in the process of picking a vendor for
That's
the
correct.
trucks. How about the ladder?
The ladder truck it was ordered in is due to arrive in early 27, I believe, and that was a Rosenbauer.
We've agreed on the price. of that.
That's correct. And that, I believe the price on that is $2.4 million. Yep. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So Chief, with the three manufacturers, again, the major ones, was it Pierce, Rosenbauer, what's the third one?
Spartan.
Spartan.
Yeah.
Any other comments? I was going to also say, again, welcome, Mr. Monroe. Forward to working with you. And Lloyd, could you send out the current subcommittee assignments? So you folks can take a look at it and then, or make any assignments, which ones you want to be on, which ones you want to stay on, which ones get off of, that kind of thing. Have that for.
Okay.
Other than that, and hearing no other business, we are adjourned.